Welcome to the Unfiltered Grapevine. This is A.
And this is Jay. And today's episode is Simple Table Talk. We actually got ourselves a deck of cards. And in this deck of cards are random subjects that are ways to just chit-chat, have conversations from. And we hope to have this be a regular segment in future episodes. So bear with us with our growing pains as this is our first one. So what will happen here is I will have A pull from the deck of cards a topic, and we will just start talking about it.
And before we do get started, I do want to give a shout out to Intelligent Change. This is who made the deck of cards. And if you're interested in it, go to intelligentchange.com. If we are using their products, I think it's only fair that we give them a shout out.
Yeah, we thought it would be a fun way to just to have conversation, and we'll see how this goes. So A will start us off with one card, and then we'll pull out a second card from me, and that will be today's episode. And hopefully after future episodes, we will do this more often, and it's kind of just, as we said, see how this goes. So what did you pull from the deck?
I pulled, what is your favorite childhood memory?
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's funny because just before the episode, we're eating chocolate like children, literally from Halloween still. And we were singing because I had a, what is this called? An Almond Joy. And I started singing that little jingle. And it's just so silly how you remember these things and they kind of take you back. And this is the card I get. Oh, the universe is funny. So funny, the universe.
So what is your greatest childhood memory?
Well, it doesn't say the greatest. It says my favorite.
Your favorite? Because that's a loaded question.
That is a loaded question.
Even for me, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the happier times. Like my childhood was so miserable. It wasn't. It was not miserable at all. But I can go with a lot of naughtier ones, but I'm not.
We are supposed to stay rated PG.
No, not naughty in that sense. It's childhood.
I'm picking on her.
Not teenagehood or young adulthood. It's childhood. Growing up, we used to have parties at our house, and it was one of my favorite things ever. We would roast a pig. That's right, roast a pig. We're Cuban. And we'd have rice, beans, and somebody would bring something, right? So it's kind of like a potluck thing.
Yep.
Everybody would be drinking beer or wine or whatever. Not the children. Maybe the children. But very rarely the children. Let's not get my parents in trouble here. But we used to... It wasn't even a thing. Like the dads would play dominoes, the women were, in the corner, heckling,
gossiping.
No, not every woman gossips. They were just talking about things that were going around town. That's all. That's not necessarily gossiping. The truth is not gossip. The truth is the truth. I don't know. I don't know what they were talking about. They were just off in their own corners.
And Lena's daughter came back with a new boyfriend.
I don't know. It was never important enough for us. And then the kids were all running around, and we'd all have Spanish music. Of course, we'd have Spanish music, and salsa, merengue, the whole bit. And we just I'll be dancing. The kids would be playing. A really great song would come in. I'm like, we got to pause. Everybody go dance. It doesn't even matter. Everybody would stop with the dominoes. The ladies would stop with or the women, I should say, would stop with the
chit-chat.
The chit-chat. And then everybody would get up and just start dancing. And it was just great. And then at the end of the night, everybody would clean up and, everybody would go one way or the other family. And we would go to so we would all take turns going to different homes. But I really enjoyed it when we did it at our home.
When you hosted.
Yeah. And I think that's why I enjoy hosting so much, probably. I really enjoy it. I hadn't considered why up until I was reminiscing about that. But my mother was an amazing host. And the fact that she carried everything with a smile. And now as an adult, I'm going, it's exhausting. It's really exhausting. It's fun, but it's really exhausting.
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite childhood memories. And staying up super late, which I don't do anymore. But just staying up super late and just enjoying.
You wake up way too early.
I do wake up way too early. You are correct.
For me, it's actually kind of weird because I've just been around so many places. Unlike some people that grew up in a neighborhood and was always in this neighborhood, throughout middle school, high school, and all that. My family and I moved around. Not like we were in a new place every year, but to a sense, it was. Even though we were in the same city, we weren't really in the same apartment for more than a couple of years. And then out of the country. I grew up overseas during my more teenage years, 13 through 18. And anything prior to that was here in the United States, in the Midwest. So my favorite childhood memory is more... It's actually kind of questionable.
Yep. See, it's not so easy.
It's not very easy. I enjoyed the winter season when I was, really, really young, and going, in a snowmobile with my dad, and just riding with him over the frozen lake where we lived. That's just a nice childhood memory.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could say that was one of my favorites. Then when I was older and the holidays weren't as much for me because I was living on the southern hemisphere. Holidays was on a nice, cozy, hot beach.
Yeah.
It was, there was no snow. It was hot weather summer. Because of the opposite hemisphere. But I would enjoy waking up early and going to the ocean with my father, and we would see the boats coming in from the ocean, from the early catch from all the fishermen, and they would just show up at this pavilion that was there, and they would just throw their catch of the day on these picnic tables and sell it, by the kilo. Not by the pound because it's overseas, by the kilo. And you literally had fresh fish from the ocean, shrimp, mussels, everything that they caught that morning, and this is like 6:30 a.m. when we get there, and they're just arriving on the beach in their little boats. And just that image, and I never was a big seafood eater back then, but that memory still resonates of just that freshness in that environment. But that's really, I can't really pinpoint something that was really my favorite.
I think that's I think that's the same for a lot of people.
Because there's just so much that happened. And now that I'm a half century, it's kind of hard to even remember back then. I can barely remember what happened yesterday. Imagine what happened something 40, 45 years ago. I mean, and this will be another episode eventually again because she's already insinuated we will discuss it. I'm a sci-fi nut. I'm a Star Wars fan. As much as I love the films, I cannot really pinpoint the memory of watching it for the first time because I was so young. I was only 6, 7 years old when it came out. Fell in love with it. Got all the toys growing up. My parents, got them for me. Had all the original stuff from those days. But I can't really remember the actual moment of watching the film in the theater.
Yeah.
It's blurred by the hundreds of times I've witnessed it afterwards. Even the sequels of the original trilogy, The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I can remember seeing them in the theater, but I can't grasp that memory in more detail.
Sure. I mean, it was a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
So,
and of course, as I said, I've watched them so many times since that those are all blurred.
Sure.
All the special edition versions, and then of course the new episodes and all that. So now it kind of just blurred it a little bit. But those moments were always touching for me.
I could tell you that the only movie that I recall seeing at the theater as a child, it wasn't the only movie I saw at the theater, but it's the only one that I remember was The Godfather.
Oh, one of my favorite movies.
I don't remember anything of The Godfather except the fact that I watched it and it was very inappropriate. For a child. I must have been 6, 7, but nobody knew at that time, right? I remember sitting on my aunt's lap watching this, and all of a sudden, hands going straight over my eyes so that I wouldn't see. But I still don't even know what happens in this movie. I don't recall the movie. I just remember seeing it, and it was inappropriate. And I think that's just what stuck out in my mind. But I completely forgot about it until you just said the movies. All right. So anyways, that's our favorite childhood memory. Do you want to pick out your card?
Yeah, I guess it's my turn.
Yes, it is.
And I will just want to reiterate, The Godfather is an amazing trilogy. It is one of my favorite films as well.
Oh, there's 3 of them?
See, that's what we got around here. So
I thought there was just the one. So what do I know?
Okay, I pulled out this card and I'm half tempted to swap it and get another one.
Nope. You get what you get.
But that's not how we want to play this situation. So for the second act of this recording, the second question is, what is your favorite simple pleasure?
Okay.
And I think I know what her answer is going to be.
Okay, well, let's not discuss mine.
So
we're discussing yours. I'll tell you what, here's what I do want you to know, because I want to see how well you know me in the 20 plus years. I do want you, I'm going to get you paper and a pen, and I want you to write down
what I think it is that you're going to say.
Or you can just put it on your phone. How about that? Because, we're classy like that.
No.
Okay, no?
No.
All right, so I'm going to give you paper.
All right.
All right, you discuss yours.
So what is your favorite simple pleasure? My favorite simple pleasure is just vegging at home. I used to go out all the time. I used to party it up on weekends. But at this point, I'm glad to just put in a hard day's work and just come home and lay on the sofa, put something on TV, be it a movie or a series, and just veg on the couch with my dog on my lap and chill. That is basic, simple, no frills, no nothing, and just chill. So that is my simple pleasure.
I can concur with that. I think that's vegging is always lovely. It's not mine, but
No, that's not yours.
but it is okay. So I want you to write down before I even say anything.
I'm not going to answer the right question here. I'm not going to give the right answer here
Why? Why wouldn't you?
because my thing is going to be
Well, nope.
that.
Well, that's the wrong answer. But I could see how you would write that. But let's go beyond. Let's go beyond that. Before that, what do you think it is?
Well, I would go in two directions.
Uh-huh.
Sitting down with a cup of tea and reading a good book, or dancing.
Damn it, I have two now. So, actually the very first thing that popped into my mind, because it is probably at the most simplistic level, is waking up early in the morning, as Jay here suggested, and it's typically a solid 4 o'clock in the morning, having my alone time with my cup of coffee, and if weather allows, I prefer to sit outside and really enjoy the breeze. There's something about nature and the morning air outside. It's I don't know, it's, to me, it's probably one of the most welcoming things ever, while having a cup of coffee in my hands, just, or tea that particular morning. I go between both, but I do, first thing in the morning, I do like to have at least 1 cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And that to me is, because that is my vegging time. That is where I talk to, I'm sorry for everybody who doesn't believe in God or whatever, but God, the universe, source, whatever, that's my angels, my mom.
That's your meditation.
That is my meditation moment.
Connection time.
And I could honestly sit out there for an hour and not realize it's been an hour.
Yeah.
And I love that moment. I love that time. It's at the core my favorite thing. And I think it even stems from me doing it as a child with my mom. Because my mom and I would sit outside and just have a cup of coffee and no words are spoken. Just enjoy the silence, enjoy the company.
Enjoy the moment. And
just really be present right then and there. And that is for sure my favorite. Second would be probably dancing. It doesn't cost anything, and I just enjoy it so much.
Yeah, see?
And I get to use my brain because I get to learn something new. So
gotta learn those 8 count steps.
That's right. Can I tell you how tricky it was to try to remember dances you learned from 30 years ago?
Yep.
Ooh, son. Ooh, doggy.
So, all right, ladies and gents. So that was today's episode of a Table Talk, and expect more similar episodes in the future. We appreciate you listening, and
again, another shout out to Intelligent Change.
Yes, intelligentchange.com. They created these cards on the topic of let's get closer.
That's this particular.
Well, Table Talk is this particular series.
Okay.
They actually have multiple sets, which are actually more focused on couples. Which shout out to them because I've actually used them with my girlfriend, and it helped with learning more about each other. Some of the questions are very intimate, but others are pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. But they're great product. Great shout out to these guys. I highly recommend them for people that are in relationships that want to have quality moment with each other that is more intimate and personal and mental.
Yeah.
More of a emotional and mentality connection with their partner. Some great questions in there. So yes.
Can you imagine going to a first date and walking in with your little deck of cards and go, "Hey, so we're gonna play this game."
This is not first date material. This is for people that have been together for a little while.
No, not the one you're talking about. I'm talking about this one.
Well, this version, Table Talk, is more for was designed more for parties, like just group session, like you and I are doing here. But for just that random coffee talk, conversation, get-togethers, where this is more not so much for a relationship aspect, but more for friendships and stuff like that, and that nature of a relationship. Just more banter.
Yeah.
So this is a good deck. We are not sponsored by them, so
No.
but if Intelligent Change wants to reach out to us and we want to work out a sponsorship deal, we are more willing to help and assist in that area. But we appreciate your product. And again, everybody out there, thank you for listening, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to listening to the Unfiltered Grapevine. Please visit our website, unfilteredgrapevine.com, and become a Patreon member, or visit our merchandise shop and purchase one of our several products. Like and subscribe. We'll listen to you next time. Thanks again. Bye.